Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I bet you're here to hear the story of how I met Jenelle. Well, I was in the midst of applying to graduate schools, and I'd been working a routine of waking up in the morning and having coffee and toiling diligently at my applications. One such morning, I went to the local grocery store to order my cup of coffee. And upon entering, I saw Miss Jenelle Zed.
Okay, so this is the official how Zed and I met story. It was late November, early December of 2007, and I was working at Whole Foods in downtown Portland, and I was working at the coffee bar, and it was like mid-morning, so pretty slow, the rush was over, and I was just standing at the counter waiting for the next customer, and this guy started walking towards me.
And as I walked up with my coffee, I heard her speaking with one of her coworkers about a disorder that she couldn't remember the name of. It was pica, and she was talking about people eating unusual objects. And I chimed in that I happened to know what it was called.
Like, first thing I thought was like, oh, like college student on their break getting some coffee, and then kind of like the immediate second thought was that I noticed how pretty his hair was. It was like these windows are on the side wall, and this really strong beam of sunlight is coming in and hitting his very blonde hair, and it was very lovely and sort of striking. And so the first thing that popped out of my mouth was when he approached was like, "You have really beautiful hair." And I meant it in no way to be like hitting on him or really flirting. I suppose I was flirting a little bit, but not really intentionally. And I think he really enjoyed that because he tipped me $1 for a cup of coffee, when most people don't.
She then complimented me on my hair, which I thought was unusual. She said that the way the sun was shining behind it was particularly beautiful. I remember feeling very embarrassed and shuffling away. Also feeling quite flattered. Days went by. I came back for more coffee and finally worked up the pluck to ask her on a date. Well, not so much a date, but I asked for her phone number. And I was so nervous writing it down, I crossed out a few numbers and made sure, I tried to have it right.
And came back either the next day or the day after that, and talked to me a little bit, chatted me up, and introduced him. Oh, yeah. He starts to walk away with his cup of coffee and then turns around real fast and introduces himself. And it was really cute because he seemed kind of nervous. And then a couple days after that, he came back and asked me for my phone number, and I didn't remember his name. I thought it was like Bax or Dax or something. I knew there was some weird letter in there. And so but he seemed really cute and friendly and smart, and so I gave it to him, and I didn't hear from him for, I think, a couple days, and I thought, oh, maybe he's one of these guys who thinks he has to wait a week or something, and I thought, whatever.
I went home. I waited the requisite few days. I don't recall exactly what it was. And I called her, and a young boy answered the phone, and I said, "Hello, is Jenelle there?" And he said, No, Janelle's not here." I said, "Oh," and he interrupted me and said, No, she's not here. Please don't call." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't call." And he hung up on me. I didn't know what to make of this. I was worried that I had been given a fake number, and that Janelle's comments about my hair were not genuine. So I mulled it over, and I decided to go back. I went back and I asked her very bluntly. I said, I've either written your phone number down wrong, or you don't want to go out with me. If I wrote your phone number down wrong, could I please have it again? Because I would like to call you and ask you out. As it turned out, I had indeed written her number down incorrectly. And so she gave me the correct numbers.
So no, but then he comes back after the few days and says, I'm really embarrassed to ask you this because maybe you didn't want me to have your phone number, but I think I wrote it down wrong. Or you gave me the wrong number, one of those two, and so I gave it to him again, and then it was either that night or the next night he called, and we chatted and set up our first date. And
I called her later that evening, and we set up a date. I do recall her saying that she would like to go out early in the evening and be back early. She said that she had to work very early in the morning, but I did have suspicions that she maybe did not want to commit to a full evening with me. As it turns out, on our first date, we had a wonderful time together, and we ended up staying out a little later than she had expected, and a good time was had by all.
we went for sushi, and it was really nice. I remember being really surprised that he was 28. I thought he was like 22. But yeah, that's the story of the beginning. Very sweet and unexpected, and kind of perfect.